Okay, we're going on the record. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West, and I will be presiding over your first appearance today, scheduled for February the 21st, 2021. If everyone will raise their right hand so I can swear everyone in. Do you swear or affirm that the information included in your application for court-appointed counsel, as well as any information you give to me today, is true, will be true and accurate? Okay, thank you. I will take the first individual.
Good morning. My name is Shannon Kaziati.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we begin, I need to make a few comments with respect to the proceedings. So if you want to step back real quick, I apologize for that.
No problem, Your Honor.
You can have a seat. Okay. First, I would like to make my opening remarks. This is your first appearance before Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights, set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you choose to give up this right, anything you say during these proceedings can be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have certain rights. The right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves beyond a reasonable doubt your guilt. The right to indictment by the grand jury for most felonies or by or misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. The right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. The right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena. The right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense should you choose to do so. But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You also have the right to have an attorney represent you. At this point, we will appoint an attorney to represent you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of the case, which may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash, together with applicable mandated fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date, at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it. If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff, someone will have to pay up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service. This fee will not be returned. Someone may post a bond using their property. If they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total bond amount. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places. This special condition will be provided to you on a separate form. You will also be prohibited from calling or having other contact with the victim while you're in jail. Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing witnesses, or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you, for which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000. For family members who will assist you in posting bond, they will be provided with information of your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar today. If a family member is a victim on the warrant and there is a special condition, you are to have no contact with that family member and he or she will not be allowed to post bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized to grant bond. In the event a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and you will be informed of that date. If you're currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set a bond. Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation, usually during the preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial. For those of you charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond, your right to have an attorney appointed to represent you if you qualify for one, or your right to a jury trial. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived, and you will be mailed a notice when to appear in the state court for your arraignment. If you cannot make bond, you may waive your preliminary hearing and be taken before a state court judge, at which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced. If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled. If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing, the hearing will be scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. For those of you charged with felony offenses, you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled either on April the 12th, 2021 or April the 14th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. And I will specify the date when you make your first appearance before me. Okay, I will take the first individual.
Good morning. My name is Shannon Casiati.
Ms. Casiati, you have been charged with the offense of simple battery. I have set your bond amount at $4,000. Do you understand the charges?
Yes.
As a condition of my bond order, there's a no contact order with Michael Conversion. Do you know who that individual is?
That's the person that tried to penetrate me and rape me. Yes, I know who that is.
Okay. Well, for purposes of my order, my bond order, you have to stay away.
I don't want any contact, ma'am.
Okay, well, let me finish. Let me finish reading my order. You must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witness. Secondly, you are not to return to the premises located at 5134 Old Grant Road. Do you recognize that address?
I was only here because my brother, I am going back to La Jolla Beach, California.
Okay, that was not my question. My question was, do you recognize the address at 5134 Old
Yes,
Grant
ma'am.
Road?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And you understand as a condition of this bond, you're not to return there.
I don't want to.
Okay. My last question is, do you have any belongings at that address? Any personal belongings?
Yes.
Okay. If you do have any personal belongings at that address, you will have to schedule an appointment with the sheriff of Clayton County to accompany you to that residence for which you have been excluded from this order to permit you to retrieve any items of undisputed personal property. This appointment must be made within 10 days of your release. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Lastly, you are not to violate any laws while out on bond. Can you make bond?
Yes.
I also have received your application for court-appointed counsel. I'm unclear about the response that you provided where you indicated how much you earn per month. It appears that you have a pension. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a pension, but I didn't ask for a court-appointed attorney. I don't know who did that.
Okay, well, I have an application here that you signed. So do you not want a court? Would you like to hire your own attorney?
I'm gonna hire my own attorney,
Okay.
once I get back to La Jolla Beach. But in the meantime, because I don't think you understand clearly what happened.
Okay, well, I'm not here to discuss your charges. My purpose here today is to inform you of the charges and to inform you of your preliminary hearing date. You understand that? And then also, if you qualify for court-appointed counsel, my job is to review your application to see if you're eligible. Do you understand that? So at this point, I'm trying to determine if you're interested in court-appointed counsel or if you would like to hire your own.
Until I get back to California, because my sister has to come get me from Virginia Beach.
Okay. So, but you indicated you didn't recall filling out an application today for court-appointed counsel. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, well, I have an application here with your name on it, and it says that you are retired, and you currently have a pension. It appears to be of $5,685.
yes.
Okay, do you recall putting that information on a form today?
Because my sister is going to require that I come to Virginia Beach before I take a flight back to La Jolla Beach, California. My sister did 30 years in the Navy, and she was the highest that you could ever.
I
That
understand,
you
but
could
that's
ever
not my question. That's not my question, ma'am. My question today
Yes,
is, so is that a monthly income for you? That's $5,689?
yes.
Okay. So based on your responses, I'm going to be unable to approve the court-appointed attorney for you today. Do you understand that?
That's fine. I don't know how you don't understand that when clearly I have to go to Virginia Beach first.
Okay, but again, ma'am, my job here today is to make sure that you understand the offense you've been charged with and to give you your preliminary hearing date. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand that?
Of course I do. I was a counterintelligence agent.
Okay. And or would you like to waive your preliminary hearing? Or would you like me to keep it on the calendar?
No, I don't want to waive it. I don't want to stay here.
Well, I just want to be clear, ma'am, you are required to attend your preliminary hearing scheduled for April the 13th, 2021, since you indicated you don't want to waive it. You understand that?
Well, let me ask you this question. What other date would it be then?
No, your preliminary hearing date is only one date. It's April the 13th, 2021.
Okay, well, no, I don't choose to waive it.
Okay. Okay, do you have any other questions?
No, no,
All right, step this one.
clearly I don't, because
Ms. Shannon,
you guys are just railroading me, and this is
Ms. Shannon, do you have
not
any other questions? Yes or no?
okay. My other question is, if I called the police because I was penetrated and I was almost raped, and the police took a picture of my face because I pushed him away from me, and and the police saw that my face was swollen.
Okay. So your question, ma'am?
So my question is, why do I get penalized for everything when clearly I was the one that was slapped? I was the one that was penetrated. I was the one that was almost raped. That's my question.
Well, your question is not clear to me, ma'am, but what I will tell you is that it's just an allegation, okay? My job is to read you the offense. You will have the opportunity to prove your innocence, okay, at your, you know, in court. So this is just to inform you of the charge.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Any
right.
other questions?
No.
Okay.
Come on up. Say your name.
Hello, my name is Ebony Donahue. My birthday is 9/3/87.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Donahue.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with the offense of criminal trespass. I've set your bond amount at $2,000. Do you understand the charge and can you make bond?
Yeah,
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond, you are to not return or go to the premises located at the Atlanta airport. You understand that?
mhm.
Secondly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
I have your application here for court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, I am approving your request for a court-appointed attorney.
Mhm.
Lastly, I have your preliminary hearing scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at
Mhm.
8:30 a.m. Would you
And
like,
where do I go for that?
I'm sorry, your preliminary hearing date is April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
It's gonna be here? Where do I go?
It'll be via Zoom.
Oh,
Yes, it'll be via Zoom.
okay.
Okay, you understand that?
Mhm.
Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing today, or would you like me to keep it on the calendar?
You can waive it.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day, okay?
Hello, my name is Shanquella Franklin.
Good afternoon, Ms. Franklin.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense, possession of marijuana. Your second offense is driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your total bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charges in your bond amount?
Yes,
Can you make bond?
yes,
As a condition of my bond, you are to not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
I do.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No,
I also have received and reviewed your application for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand that?
yes, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tiana Howard.
Good morning, Ms. Howard.
Good morning.
You've been charged with several offenses, including giving a false name, address, or date of birth, not having your license on you, and then several traffic violations, including defective headlights and violation of the seatbelt law. I have your total bond amount at $4,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
I've also received your application for a court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Hi, Judge West. My name is Angela Urban.
Good morning, Ms. Irvin. How are you doing?
Oh, okay. Under circumstances.
You've been charged with 2 offenses. It's 2 offenses of battery. I have your bond amount set at $10,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond order, there are certain conditions, special conditions. The first condition is that there's a no contact order with respect to Anthony Irvin and Autumn. You know who those 2 individuals are?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And I believe it's Autumn Irvin, correct?
It is.
Okay. Let me be clear. You are to stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, work, place, and immediate family members of any witnesses. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. As the second condition, you are not to return to the premises or go to the premises located at 5432, is it Barron Drive, Rex, Georgia 30273.
Borrowing.
Has that address?
It's borrowing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you spell, what's the correct spelling of the street?
B as in boy, ARRWYN.
Okay. And what address is that?
All home.
So you understand you're not to return to those premises. Do you have any personal belongings at those premises?
Yes, ma'am. And I work from home, so all of my work computer is not a laptop, it's a desktop computer that my company, because I do contract work for a company that's up north. So my work computer and all my work equipment is there in the home. So I won't be able to do a job and do my work without their company computer that's there in the home.
Okay, so I'm gonna include as a condition in my bond order is that you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff office, with Clayton County Sheriff Office, to accompany you to your residence.
Okay.
Okay, to retrieve any items that are undisputed, any personal property items that are undisputed.
Okay.
Your appointment must be made within 10 days of your release. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Do you know the soonest? So that, like I said, I need to work, so I can't use my equipment. Do you know how soon?
Well, you have to check with the sheriff office, but you must schedule the appointment within 10 days of your release.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 10 days within your release to schedule your appointment, and then the sheriff can confirm a date with you.
Okay.
Okay. Also, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Secondly, I have your preliminary hearing scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
You also completed an application for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tiana McCoy.
Good morning, Ms. McCoy.
Good morning.
You've been charged with the offense of battery, family violence. I've set your bond amount at $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes,
Can you make bond?
yes,
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond order, there are special conditions. The first condition is a no contact with Jamal Bryant. Do you know who Jamal Bryant is?
Yes.
Who's that?
That's the father of my kids.
Okay, so you understand per my order that you must stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, work, place, and immediate family members of any witness with respect to Mr. Bryant. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Secondly, you're not to return or go to the premises located at 966 O'Hara Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236. Do you recognize that address?
No.
Okay. That's the address where the offense occurred. Have you ever been to that address?
No.
Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th. April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Okay. I reviewed your application for a court-appointed attorney. I just have one question with respect to, you didn't provide funds as to how much, I guess, income you earn per month. It says here you're unemployed, so you have zero income, is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay, based on your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello, Samantha Orange.
Hello, good afternoon, Ms. Orange.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is driving under the influence, and the second offense is a violation for improper lane change. Your total bond amount is $5,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I can.
Secondly, your preliminary hearing is scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
I also have your application here for your court-appointed request for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I will be approving your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Jody Phillips.
Good morning, Ms. Phillips.
Good morning.
You've been charged with the offense of simple assault. I have your bond amount set at $3,000. Do you understand your charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you make bond?
May I ask a question, Your Honor?
Sure.
May I have an ROR or can I have it waived, please?
Unfortunately, I'm not authorized to grant any OR bonds per the directive of the Chief Magistrate Judge, Keisha Wright Hill. So I will be unable to grant you an OR bond today. Therefore, your bond is $3,000. Do you understand the bond amount as well as the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you make bond?
Can I ask a question, Your Honor?
Yes.
If I say no, what would that equate to?
No, it's just, we just noted on your, on the paperwork. So
Okay,
no consequences for it.
okay, yes, Your Honor.
So is it yes, you can, or no, you cannot?
Yes, Your Honor.
And another reason why I asked the question, because if you can make bond, it is important that you understand that there are certain conditions, special conditions included in my order for bond. If you can make bond, then I'm including a no contact with respect to Jeremy Wise. Do you know who Jeremy Wise is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's that?
A friend of mine.
Okay. Let me be clear. You have to stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witness with respect to Mr. Wise. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Secondly, You're not to return or go to the premises located at 220 26th Street.
Wait, that's my address.
Okay, let me finish. You're not to return to or go to the premises located at 220 26th Street Northwest, apartment 7405, Atlanta, Georgia 30309. And you indicated that was your address?
Yes,
Okay, as a condition of my bond, unfortunately, you are not to return to those premises while you're out on bond. I am going to include in the order that you can make an appointment with the sheriff's office to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You're required to make that appointment within 10 days of your release to have a sheriff accompany you there to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You understand that?
yes,
Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
yes, Your Honor.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, Your Honor.
I've also reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, I will approve the request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You.
Hello, my name is Dorothy Rump.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is disorderly conduct, and the second offense is public drunkenness. Your total bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, I can.
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond order, you have to stay away from the premises or not return to the premises located at 2130 Mount Zion Parkway, Jonesboro, Georgia 30236. Do you recognize that address?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you understand that you're not to return or go to those premises while you're out on bond?
Yes, I do.
Okay, lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I have your preliminary hearing date scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
I reviewed your application for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I will approve that request. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
So, keep it. Don't push it back on. Appreciate it. Don't push it back. Get you back on. Appreciate it, man.
Please state your name.
Jamal Bryant.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bryant.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with aggravated assault. I've set your bond amount at $20,000. Do you understand your bond amount as well as the charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there are special conditions included in my bond order. The first condition is a no contact with Tavamian McCoy. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
As part of my bond order, you have to stay away from, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person, from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witnesses with respect to, is it Miss McCoy, Mr. McCoy?
Miss McCoy.
Miss McCoy, you understand that?
Yes.
Secondly, you are not to return or go to the premises located at 7469 Caribou Trail, Riverdale, Georgia, 30296. Do you recognize that address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is that address?
Where's that?
Yeah, why are you familiar with that address?
You said what?
Why are you familiar with the address I just identified, sir?
I stay there.
Okay, so do you have any personal belongings there?
Yes.
Okay, as a condition in my order, I'm gonna include a provision that states that you must schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office of Clayton County to accompany you to that residence to get any undisputed personal property within 10 days of your release. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Your preliminary hearing date has been scheduled for April the 12th, 2021.
Thank you.
No, sir. Did you complete an application for a court-appointed attorney?
Do I complete the application?
Yes, I have an application here that it appears you completed for a court-appointed attorney. Do you recall completing a form for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you still need a court-appointed attorney?
No.
Okay, because based on my review of your application, you would, I was going to approve your request for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay, I need one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I got it, dog. Appreciate it.
Please state your name.
Adrian Franklin.
Good afternoon, Mr. Franklin. You've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is reckless driving. The second offense is open container in violation of state law. Your total bond amount is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
I have an application for court-appointed counsel. On your application, you stated that you do currently have a job, but you did not include your monthly income. Can you give me an estimate of your monthly income?
I just started roughly 2000-ish.
So 2,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on your response, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good morning. My name is Red Jenkins.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jenkins.
Good afternoon.
You've been charged with one offense where it states here that you interfered with custody. I've set your bond amount at $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond order, you are to have no contact with, I believe is Johnson, Diamond Johnson and Kalia Johnson.
I have no idea who that is. I know Diamond Johnson because that's my baby mother, but I have no idea who Kalia Johnson is.
Okay, I may have pronounced that wrong. Is it Angeline? What's your daughter's name?
Catalia, I have my daughter. My baby mother, she disappears and pop up, disappears and pop up. Like now, she's in her disappear mode.
Okay, that's not my question, sir. What's your daughter's name?
Catalia.
Okay, I pronounced it wrong. Okay, so it'll be Catalia, okay, and Diamond. There's a no contact order included in my bond order. Let me finish, sir. You are to stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family member with respect to those two individuals. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. I have your hearing date scheduled for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to waive your request for, I'm sorry, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what if I already got an abandonment? If I'm in the motion of filing abandonment for my daughter?
Okay, sir, I cannot offer you any advice with respect to any future charges. Only thing my job here today is to just to inform you of your charge and to set bond. Okay?
All right.
And you can actually talk with your attorney based on your responses here. It says here on your responses, I'm sorry, on your application for a court-appointed attorney that you do have a job, but you didn't include your monthly income. Can you give me an estimate of that?
I thought I put it on there.
No, sir, it's blank.
Roughly around probably 12 to 15.
Okay. Based on your responses, sir, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Sammy Lindsay Jr.
Good morning. Sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. Your first offense is aggravated assault. The second offense is terroristic threats. And the last offense is pointing a gun at another. Your total bond amount is $25,000. Can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond as a condition of my order, you're to have no contact with Kade Johnson. You know who Ms. Johnson is?
No,
Okay, is it Kenday?
I never heard of that name.
Okay, you never heard of that name? Okay, you're to have, let's see. I'm sorry, Kendall Johnson. Have you heard of Kendall Johnson?
Never.
Okay. Okay, the individual that it appears that you pointed the gun at was named Kendall Johnson. So you were to stay away from, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person, from the person, the home, the workplace, and immediate family members of any witness with respect to Ms. Johnson. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, you must not violate any laws while out on bond. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 12th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. You also completed an application for a court-appointed attorney. Based upon your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Keith Myers.
Good afternoon, Mr. Myers. You've been charged with 1 offense of battery. I've set your bond amount at $6,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond as a condition of my bond, you're to have no contact with Elaine Edwards. You know who Ms. Edwards is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there is a no contact, which means you must stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, third person, from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witness. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, you're not to return to or go to the premises located at 536 Pelham Place, McDonough, Georgia, 30253. Do you recognize that address, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what address is that?
That's the address that we both of us share.
Okay, that's your home residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, as a condition of the order, you're not to return to those premises. However, in my order, I'm going to include a condition that you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff of the county to accompany you to the residence to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You will have to make the appointment within 10 days of your release. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, as a condition of my bond, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
I have scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 13th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
You've also completed an application for a court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, it states here that you do have a job, but you did not include your monthly income. Can you give me an estimation of what your monthly income will be?
3,600.
You said 3,600?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, based on your responses, sir, I'm going to approve your request for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My name is Kenneth Pose.
Good afternoon, Mr. Posey.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a charge of simple battery, family violence, and a charge of criminal trespass, damage to property. I have your total bond amount at $27,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you can make bond, there are certain conditions that are included in my order for bond.
Yes, ma'am.
The first condition is you can have no contact with Aaliyah Frisbee. Do you know who that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's that?
My brother best friend that just moved in with us.
Okay. You are to stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly, by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witnesses. With respect to Ms. Frisbee, you understand that?
Ma'am.
Secondly, you're not to return or go to the premises located at 330 Arrowhead Boulevard, apartment 48F, Jonesboro, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your home residence?
My brother's house. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're not to return there if you are able to make bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you're able to make bond, and you need to go to those premises to retrieve any personal belongings, you will have to schedule an appointment with the sheriff of Clayton County to accompany you. And you have 10 days from the date of your release to schedule that appointment with the sheriff's office.
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Since you can't make bond, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 14th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that? It's April the 14th, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
I reviewed your application for a court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is William Sims.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Singletary.
Sims.
Oh, Sims, I'm sorry, Sims. And it's William Sims, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Sims, you've been charged with the offense of battery. Your bond amount is set at $6,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
As a condition of my bond order, there's a no contact with Octavia King. Do you know who Miss King is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are to stay away, absolutely, directly or indirectly by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witness. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, you're not to return or go to the premises located at 5951 Thomas Court, Collegeport, Georgia, 30349. You recognize that address?
Yes, ma'am.
That's at your home address?
That's where it is, we share together.
Okay, sir, as a condition of the bond, and you cannot return to those premises. If you need to return to those premises to collect any undisputed personal property, you will have to make an appointment with the Clayton County Sheriff Office to accompany you there within 10 days of your release. Understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
In addition, sir, based on your prior history, I've upgraded your charge of family violence to a felony. So therefore, your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for April the 14th, 2021.
Okay.
You have completed an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on my review of your application, I will approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, I'm still able to make bond, right?
You are, sir. But you have to appear at your preliminary hearing on April the 14th, 2021.
I understand.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Juwan Smiley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smiley. You've been charged with the offense of criminal damage in the second degree. I have your bond amount set at $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Ma'am.
I didn't hear you, sir.
You said, do I understand my charges?
As well as the bond amount.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you make bond?
I'm gonna try, ma'am.
If you can make bond, as a condition of my bond order, there are special conditions. The first condition is you can have no contact with Joy Buchanan. Do you know who Joy Buchanan is?
Yes, ma'am. That's my girlfriend's best friend.
Okay. So the no contacts include staying away, absolutely, directly, indirectly by mail, email, pager, telephone, or third person from the person, home, workplace, and immediate family members of any witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
In addition, sir, you cannot return to or go to the premises located at 9047 Dorsey Road, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274. Do you recognize that address, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your home residence?
That's the residence that we all share together. But I already moved most of my stuff, but I still got to go back and get the rest of my stuff.
Okay, sir. Well, I will include in my order is a condition that you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff of Clayton County to accompany you. So you can't go back to the residence, but if you need to retrieve any undisputed personal property, you will have to make an appointment with the Clayton County Sheriff Office to accompany you to that residence to retrieve any undisputed personal property within 10 days of your release.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I have one question though, like when you...
Let me finish my order, sir. Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand the conditions of my bond order?
Ma'am.
Okay, and your question, sir?
Like, what are you saying? Like, I have to go up to the sheriff? Do I come up here, like, to go get my stuff in 10 days?
No, you have to schedule an appointment. You schedule an appointment with the sheriff of Clayton County so they can accompany you. So that you're going to schedule an appointment, and they'll let you know when they can accompany you to that residence to retrieve any undisputed person.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I've set your preliminary hearing date for April the 14th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. I reviewed your application for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I will approve the request for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good news.
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay, I had one individual that we received I received paperwork for Mr. Singletary. Has it been taken off the list?
Yeah, they got it crossed out, so.
He's out on bond, Your Honor.
Okay, OTB?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.